after what, like 7 years, we have finally found out what's in the basement, and it's kind of mind-boggling right now. I just read chapter 85 of Attack on Titan, and it's still hitting me. It's still settling in. I'm trying to get it while I'm still have all this just like confusion, anxiety, just like pumping me, and it's just after 85 months, after 85 chapters, we finally see what's hidden in Aaron's dad's basement. What is the big secret of this universe? And now, I didn't even think we were gonna get that far. There's all in this chapter. It's just. So, the big reveal. What is it? It's that the world around them. Humanity's not extinct. Humanity is still going on, and there's a world more similar to ours that is out there. And the big reveal, it wasn't serums of how to make the Titans. It wasn't a hidden Titan. It wasn't like it was a photograph that showed there is life outside, and a book from Grisha saying humans are not not extinct. They exist outside the walls. And oh my shit, dude! Like that. I know a lot of people are gonna be making the village comparisons and stuff like that, but this is just such a huge twist. All this time, we've been thinking, ever since maybe that leaked ending a few years ago, where people thought it was, a war that happened 100 years ago between these shifters that were made by some crazy dude, and then, or, even that, like, it was all this experimentation gone wrong. And now it's even, wow, this has kind of given us some kind of realization of something. It's not. It leaves even more questions. Like, now we're still curious right now. Wait, then why are there Titans? Why are we still being affected? How are they okay? What time period is it? And based on the photo, we think it's, Victorian-ish era. Maybe not. It's probably like, the turn of the 19th or the 20th century. Which we don't even know what time it is now, because we know Grisha was a Titan, so he could have. We know Titans live for like ever, so he could have been there. Like that could have been a 100-year-old photo, and it could be modern times. But now we have to wonder what is going on. Is there shifters living among that society? Is it for some reason that these humans that were trapped into these walls? Was it that they had some kind of disease? Was it something about throwing them away? Were they prisoners? Or there has to be something, and there's more questions to be found that we will find out. But it's just so wow. Because honestly, first of all, in this chapter, starting it off, we see them going to the basement, and Levi is he's the savior of the fan base. He really is, because Aaron goes in after finding the house. They remove all the rocks and everything on top, and then they open up the room, and you're just so ready. You're so pumped, and then the key doesn't even unlock it, and of course, like, everyone's like freaking out, like, what are we gonna do? But Levi just like kicks it down, like, no, like, not even giving it a second thought, like. And he really speaks to the fan base, because the fan base is like, fuck, did we just wait 85 chapters so they can be like, oh no, it's not working, we're gonna have to go find another way in? Nah. Levi's like, nah, I'm waiting way too long for this. Then they go in and they're like, oh, it's just a typical medicine shop, like, there's nothing there. But again, Levi's like, look, there's gonna be something. And then they find it, and then they're like, oh no, there's nothing in the drawer. And then they're like, just pull it open. It had me on my toes. The whole time I had chills. But then I just fell down and was like, oh man, of course, another thing stopped them. They're not going to find it, I'll just wait for them to give us some BS excuse of why there's nothing there and there's nothing to find, and we'll find it later. But we actually got a reveal. Now, next chapter we'll probably see more. There might be more in the book about what's happening, but they just did it so well. Like, the faces of all the characters, as Hanji, Levi, Mikasa, Eren, they just look at the photograph and they're just in awe and they're describing. They're like, "What is that? Is that a portrait?" You know, and and they're like, "No, that's too accurate to be a portrait." And then they read, you know, this is basically light reflecting on glass that creates an image. And when I was reading that, I was like, "Wait, are they describing a photograph?" And they were. And then they showed the photograph, and it's just the way they went about it, the shock and awe. You know, it's these people who are living in this, you know, super old technology era, and this is just mind-boggling. It's like showing somebody 200 years ago a computer. It's just like, what is this? And it's just crazy. And there's just so many questions now to be asked. And I'm just so happy that we finally saw what was in the basement. Because like I just said, like I just didn't think we were gonna see that much information. But I've been seeing theories all over. Some people are saying that this is just a whole, maybe, you know, a game to some people. They put these people in these walls and they have titans try to kill them, you know, and try to see them survive. Maybe there's some rich or something. Some other people think it's I don't know, it's an experimentation gone wrong, and they put anybody who potentially could be a shifter all against, and they just left them all to do what they're doing. And the fact that they're surviving is just out of pure luck. I mean, there's so many theories going around, but it doesn't matter, because, like, honestly, there's not really any clear thought or explanation of, like, what's happening. All this is pure speculation. There's virtually nothing to grasp here, except the fact that we know there's a society with, you know, not old technology out there. Humans exist, and they're not in, like, danger. It looks like they're just humans. They're living, and they're shifters, and they have a different home. And this all happened 100 years ago with the walls, and that's all we know. And we know there's some corrupt people, of course, inside the walls that probably know what this is happening, or they're scheming with these other people, or they for some reason want this to happen. And it's gotten me, like, I don't know how the chapters keep on doing this, because these last 10 chapters or so just have been some of the best manga I've ever read ever. It's just it keeps on, every chapter just keeps on getting you more and more, and they're revealing it slowly, but in a way where it feels like you're getting, like, you know, hit in the face with information, because you're just, like, so much to process. And I can't be more satisfied with this chapter, with the questions that we have, but the realizations we got. It's just phenomenal overall. And then starting off in the chapter in the beginning, of course, we still have Armin waking up, realizing what happened, and, you know, basically the whole power struggle, the power realization coming around, where Hanji's like, I'll become Erwin. Armin's gonna kind of be like a pseudo Erwin, and now he has this power. He's gonna use it and stuff like that. And I'm glad they didn't focus too much on that, because right now the basement is by far more interesting. We know Sasha's alive, and we know now that everyone in the walls knows that Wall Maria has been saved. Which will probably get to the higher ups, which means they're not going to be happy, because they're going to know that secrets have probably been found. And I feel like when the Survey Corps starts coming back, the military police or someone will try to arrest them, and there's going to be some kind of corruption, possibly, maybe, or someone, like, hidden down, because we know the government's okay for right now, but there's probably some hidden faction still that's going to come back and try to, whatever. We'll see what happens in there. But I've been ranting too long about this. It's just so good. It's so good. Yeah, just an amazing chapter. Read it if you haven't. I don't know why you've listened to this if you haven't. Let me know what you think. If you have any speculations or theories of where this is going to go, or what this possibly could be, I'm probably going to spend the rest of my day on forums just looking at what people are thinking, because I'm just so taken in by this and awe. Thanks for watching. If you want more Attack on Titan videos in the future, like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. See you next time.